Hello everybody, it's Terry over here at Hidden Hollow. Just going to summarize my roller pigeon loft. We're finishing it up today. I know Mr. Goose. What's up, Mr. Goose? Stay away from that. Stay away from there. You know better than that. Just a summary of what I've done. Start from scratch is I have my door on there. I have my flight pad, as I've showed you before. Drop it down. There's my trap box. A lot of sky around here for these guys. It's mainly for my rollers. Let's go inside and let me show you what I've done. Okay, these boxes have all been cleaned out. All the bowls have all been washed out and cleaned out and ready to go. As you see, I mounted some boards on the walls and I put some of the perches on here. Now, off Amazon, I paid basically about $15 with free shipping for 20 of these plastic perches. Can't beat that. I went ahead and got them. I only hung up 18. Got a couple for later in case I need them. You see I got my hole right there for air. My other ventilation hole. This bucket is full of pigeon feed because it's a good little haul from the house. Figure I'll just keep it down here. Like I said, there is 8 boxes right there. I have approximately 16 rollers, and I'm sure they're not all boys and girls, but just playing it safe. These are the boxes. These 6 are the boxes I had in the kit box up there. I raised my babies out of last year, my roller boxes out of last year. There's going to be no doors and no bars. I'm not separating nobody out. They're going to do what they're going to do, and that's all it is. I'm mainly into my homers, but I like my rollers. So this is what I've got going on so far. Now, you see my feeder. It's got 12 holes on it. They stick their heads in. I'm telling you, these compared to the ones with the little bars, the dowel rods like I used to build, these are so much better just for the fact that the birds can't really crawl in there. They don't lose as much feed, which would be no big deal this time on this kind of floor because they'll just pick it up off the floor. Then, as you see my poultry water right there. I know I'm going to probably get somebody to bash me about this. But I've ordered, from Amazon, I ordered 4 of the, I believe they're 2-gallon pigeon waters, and they never came. So I contacted them, a month or so later because coming from China, everything takes at least a month and a half or so. And they never came, and I contacted them, and they said, well, it looks like we shipped them, and I'm telling you, I didn't get them. So they said, all right, we'll ship them out again, and they never shipped them out again. So shipping's expensive when I can go down to Tractor Supply and buy these 1-gallon waters. That is full of 4-in-1, by the way. I'm going to treat them for at least a week. I believe it's supposed to be like 7 days. And since the problem I was having was they were getting on top of the water and they were crapping all over it and it was getting all down the side, it was really nasty. I said, hey, I build things all the time. Why don't I just build a little framed out deal with a little roof so where they can jump up there and get all the water they want, but they won't be sitting on top of the water and they won't be crapping in their water. Now, let's see how that works because I'm really not that sure. But anyway, like I said, this is my roller loft. This is made from an 8x10 metal shed that I put together pretty much all myself, except for when it came time to holding the sheets up, I did need an extra hand because I always do everything myself. I hardly ever ask my wife to help me do anything out here. Not that she can't, but because, hey, she's got her own stuff she's got to do. But like I said, I might put a couple of ventilation windows up in there, probably this summer when it starts warming up in here. For the winter time, like I said, out here in the front, the sun comes in straight in from the front every morning and it ought to warm up in here pretty good. So, I don't know what you think. I'm hoping you like it. It's a really good, quick idea on how to do something. Like I said, on my trap is perfect. The same one I got up there for my rollers. And it a shot. Got to do a little landscaping around here to get it right. I do have some of those that plastic lattice, the white lattice. I'm thinking about running around, and might run around outside. I'm just more worried about when I had my chickens, I was worried about things getting up under there. The chickens especially getting up under there and laying eggs and stuff, me not being able to get to them, and then having a rat, or I mean, well, maybe a rat, raccoon, a possum, a snake come in. You know, people don't think the snakes are a big deal, but for a snake to get in there and eat a pigeon egg, to eat a pigeon. I had game chickens back in the day that, oh, I'll tell you a little story. Back in the day, I had game fowl. I had what they call a hatch. They were called a hatch. And they were really good birds, and my favorites. And I had a hen. She was sitting on about, I'd say 10 to 12 eggs. I can't remember exactly how many, but I know it was a good clutch. And she was sitting for a while, and I used to go check on her every once in a while. She was in one of those metal nest boxes, and you know, she was in a pretty good sized pen. But all I had was regular 2x4 wire all around it, you know. It was basically just protecting anything big from getting her. So I thought. So I went in there one morning to check her and check her eggs, and all her eggs were gone. And she's just sitting there. She was still broody, so she's still hanging out. So I went around the yard and I collected up some eggs from some other good bloodlines I had. I marked them all and everything, you know, they're all different. I went and put them up underneath of her, and I let her be. And I came back out there, it was either the next morning or the morning after that, and she was dead in the nest. Her whole head, all the way down her neck, was soaking wet. But she was dead, and all her eggs, they were gone. So I went to work that morning, I was talking to my boss about it, and he said, you have a big snake somewhere out there, and that's what did it. And I said, I never heard of a snake doing that. He says, yes, they'll suffocate the hen and steal the eggs. Well, found out there was not one, but two black snakes over 6 foot. I guess they were a pair, and they were living in the rafters of the same building that I had my hens in. Well, I got rid of them. But it didn't just happen to me once. When I moved to another part of North Carolina, it happened to me again. And it's really a blow to you, you know. Especially when I used to sell the same eggs for $50 a dozen to people that would either incubate them or put them up under a broody hen. Like I said, the bloodlines I used to have were really good. And I'd like to say I was pretty well known when it comes to my game fowl. Either selling them to everybody around the area, or when I'd come to your house and take names. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's what I got going on here today. Archie's being a real pain in the butt, but he's a really good, cool goose. I had a bald eagle flying over the house this morning, and I just had a hawk sitting on top of the house, but I don't have no birds out. Anyway, this is me. I'm getting ready to go to play practice here in a little bit. I'd like to finish this up. Tomorrow I'll put out a video of my birds being in there. I'm sure that being in the 4x8 pen they're in right now, that they're really going to love this. What do you think? Comments, questions, like, subscribe, ring that bell. That way you'll know every time I do a new video. I'm close to 2,000 subscribers. And when I hit 2,000, I'm going to have another shirt giveaway. Anyway, John, thanks for all the advice. Adrian P, I'm going to do my best with what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to get to my homers, trying to get them all treated, try to get them all separated. But the biggest problem is I don't know who's a boy and who's a girl when it comes to a lot of these birds. But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to figure out which ones I'm going to breed and which ones I'm going to fly, and I'm going to separate them out. Anyway, blessings, Loft. You're looking good, man. Keep up the good work. Mark over there at Red Star. Love watching your videos, bud. You guys are growing, and I love it. Everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.